Well, that's bad because, for example, for you, quite big things were revealed.
Yes, great things were revealed. I just don't remember enough to do a recap.
Oh, that'd be sweet. I'm happy. Oh, my I bought a bookshelf and it arrived.
Well, Wave can do the recap, right?
I was here for the last like 10 minutes of the session last week. So like,
Yo, I'm
Emma?
really loving this recap, man. It's gone great.
Was
all,
was was Connie here?
the
Nope.
last
No.
no,
I
the
don't think I
last thing
was
that
here,
I
bro.
remember,
Oh,
The
hey,
last-
it's just you.
the last thing that I
Unless-
remember was I can't remember her name.
Uh,
The lady was like, "Hey, Doran, I need you to see something," and she shooed everybody out, and her arm was
and
like,
then they were gonna do weird things that we didn't want to see.
Oh,
yeah,
love how you guys, take notes of my sessions and remember the very important happenings in.
That was the most important thing that happened.
she said
Doran
that
was
we-
in a room alone with a
she
girl.
basically bullied the council or whatever into being like, "Yo, bitches, we need to celebrate." Why? People are. That's exactly why we need to celebrate, bitch.
Okay,
So
so
here in my notes I should write she bullied the council, bitches. We need to celebrate.
I think I'm going to do a recap, guys. How about that?
Oh,
Are
come
you
on.
sure you need one? I think we
Don't
covered
need
it all.
Maybe, how about next week, you guys, cobble together a recap for Dorian.
Jesus.
No, but Doran's a keeper of notes, man. It's a
Yeah,
logical
but he's not
fallacy.
here to.
Alright, we
What's
should
up,
jump
Lucy?
around. What part of the session?
Was Doran here last time?
Yeah,
Yeah, he was here.
Don't you have access to his notes on Foundry? Oh, his notes are physical.
he takes notes on his papers.
Oh my god. Using papers. Feels weird.
It's like, have you guys ever seen Page Master?
Oh god. Oh god.
What was revealed about me?
This
Say
is
that
actual
about me.
wood? Are you kidding me? How did I only get this for I'm sorry. I'm my bad.
So yeah, hey, how about that recap?
Just the moment I actually forgot to do something.
Oh, his notes are not there either. Nice.
Wait, what was the title of the session?
Nothing.
What do you mean, title of the session?
I like
Nice.
the title of my notes. How would you guys sum it up?
After the battle,
No.
once the demon army has fallen,
I don't know, I named the stream Festivities.
a Drish's flight.
No. Doran in a room with a woman.
Alone.
What? Wait, whoa! That was getting some. Say less.
You guys are going way too far with that idea.
Whoa! Hey, yo, Hick, I'm ready for this recap, man.
Okay, just give me a moment.
Doran in a room with a woman.
Doran in a room with a woman.
Alone.
And end of story. Why is my music player not running?
Oh, damn.
If he can get a woman, he could do anything.
Man, Doran got that dog in him, man. Stop playing with him.
So, last session, we have started off just after you have defeated the last devil that you fought in the infernal circle. The moment the creature has collapsed, a Drisht immediately shot towards the sky and began flying towards the city walls to quickly see if Illustrial made it.
Take cutting out for anyone else.
Again, still?
No, it's okay.
What's going on?
Seems to be fine. Can you speak a little, Hig?
Am I good? Can you guys hear me
Yeah, I can
correctly?
hear you
Fine.
fine.
Yeah.
Connie,
Yeah, I
can
can
you,
hear you.
Can you hear me okay?
Yep.
Okay. So,
I can also hear that bag of chips.
Oh, it's not the bag of chips. It's the stuff to put my bookshelf together. I'm just getting it ready.
Biggs gets to do a full session and puts together a shelf in the meanwhile.
Yo,
Can
you
and I
imagine-
will. Listen,
That's an
I'm not-
IKEA. That's an
I'm
IKEA
not-
advertisement, okay?
I am not trying to be rude, but I do this all the time, and it's not because like, oh, I'm not paying attention or anything. I do something while we're playing, so I can pay attention. I don't understand how it works. I just know that it does. I'm sorry.
ADHD is a bitch.
Yep.
Yeah, yeah, that's really what it is.
Bro, that's the reason
As-
why I got my nice edibles.
Can we
As
get
I
a
said-
picture of the bookshelf after the session?
Yeah,
Okay, you're gonna see the. You'll eventually see the IKEA advertisement.
it's just a
Here
chair.
at IKEA, bookshelves are so easy to build that you can play D&D while doing it.
Yeah, literally.
I mean, to be fair, it's not that hard.
We provide extra papers in our manuals to take notes during the session.
Honestly,
Wow.
IKEA would sell a shit ton more if they started doing that.
So, Adrish flies off towards the city walls, not only to check on Lady Illustriel, but to bring the news of victory to the city. He flies on fast and hard, casting multiple fly spells to get there as fast as possible.
They call me the Herald of the Shadow.
Wow,
God.
that is the title.
That's
That is, in fact, the title.
Thankfully, Adrish stops before flying face first into the magical barrier protecting the city above the walls and crushing his face in. So he can fly through one of the gates and approach.
I mean,
Illustriel.
it's bold of you to assume that I don't fly like Superman.
do,
Yo,
do
did
you
you
fly-
get the
do you hoard the orb first?
Yeah.
Yo, does he get the sonic boom every time he recasts the spell?
No, but shadowy wings do form over his back.
You should be able to empower fly to get your sonic boom.
To double cast fly to fly faster.
Yep.
So it's like some wizard would definitely make like a 9th level fly spell that is like supersonic fly. You need to cast like some lasting protection charm on yourself so your body
It's
doesn't.
actually called. It's actually already exists. It already exists. It's just not in the D&D universe. It's called instant transmission.
Well, to be honest, like technically, what's that cleric spell? Windwalk. So again,
Yeah.
that's basically supersonic flight. But Adrisht arrives at the top of the wall and finds Illustriel. She's alive, she's exhausted and hurt. She messed up her right arm quite badly. But she knows her duties and sends Adrisht back to his friends. Meanwhile, she flies up above the city and announces their victory and survival. While Adris was flying back, the rest met up with Terran. Terran, the wizard that you've traveled out to battle with. He was stuck under the disintegrating body of that huge devil that he killed. And with his working with him, the group began searching on the summoning ritual. There, you've discovered some very disturbing news. As Emma and Dorian was looking for clues and information, they've walked up to the line of people that connected the magical circles in these fiery lines, and noticed that each and every one of them was wearing one of those strange headpieces that you've seen before. Deducing from that, you realize that these people were sacrificed alive and technically willingly to open this portal for the amalgam demon to come true. You also discovered that Zephyr was killed in battle. When the enormous demon pummeled Dorian into the ground, Zephyr was crushed under him into horse pulp.
Doesn't Doran have a resurrection spell?
Yep, he just left the horse there.
He has one resurrection spell.
And also took off the horseshoes. I don't think he cares about the horse at all.
Well, he's not riding my horse.
Well, he did,
Damn.
but you can tell him not to anymore.
He can ride with Rumble.
He can walk.
Yeah, he
He,
can
he
walk.
can he can walk. He's not riding Rumble. Rumble doesn't trust him. I'd imagine.
I know, sorry.
After this, the army began gathering the wounded and dead. A lot has died in these battles, but even more has perished on the other side. Cultists, devils, the soldiers of the Master have all fallen under the might of Silvery Moon, and yours as well. As you settle down to head out in a couple hours, the group made the decision to instead spend a long rest in the forest, as they felt quite exhausted after such a hardly fought battle. So, they did. After 2 hours, the army got up, gathered its last of its fallen, and rid off in the dark. And the entire party rested. Mora has returned to Emma, again in his fully formed plush and fat form. And Adrisht resurrected 2 corpses. But decided against keeping them around and used them for target practice instead.
Very addressed.
Very, very attractive.
It is very on brand.
Mm-hmm.
After this night, in the morning, you begin riding towards the city. As you arrived at the gates, ovation, cries, and cheers, as well as colorful streamers, welcomed you. A large group of people have gathered near the gate where you entered to celebrate your return. It seems that the news of your victory has spread throughout the city. People knew that you were the ones who fought against the leaders of this attack against the city and won. They called you heroes who saved Silvery Moon. Well, amongst the heroic soldiers that fought beside you. At noon, you arrived in the palace as you were instructed. Here, you witnessed as Terran resigned from his position as captain of the Spell Guard and was appointed as the new High Mage of the Ladies' College. And taking up his old position was his nephew, who became the new Spell Guard, in charge of protecting Lady Olustriel from all harm. In this meeting as well, Olustriel sent out the the leaders of the college to find more answers regarding the strange headpiece that you provided, where it came from, who might have created it, and what it can actually do. He also sent the leaders of his army to begin investigation in the name Lord Damien Redbane. No, sorry, Darius Bloodmane. Lord Darius Bloodmane.
Was his name actually Damien to begin with?
No. And lastly, he instructed the wealthy merchants and nobles of the city to do their best to make the 10-day midsummer celebration the greatest this decade has seen, as the people of Silvery Moon deserve and need this lightheartedness to dissolve the tension and fear that this attack has caused. After this, Illustria called in all of you in for a private conversation. Here, Adrish has presented the information that he was given by the Forgotten Queen through the Oracle. And with some luck and some divine intervention, he has learned that the line refers to a different plane, the deep ethereal realm. Emma asked for aid in finding out what is that song she remembers all so well but knows nothing about. And as the group parted, eager to set out and begin their search for answers, Alustrel asked Dorian to stay behind for just a couple more minutes.
Let's
Here,
go.
here Alustriel expressed her discomfort of how Dorian, calling Dorian just Dorian, felt odd for her, and instructed Dorian that in private he should call her simply Alustriel. And as Dorian was ready to leave, Alustriel shared one more information with Dorian. She showed him her left hand, charred, blackened, cracked under the blackened skin like a flow of lava, red emanating energy. Apparently, the outcome of a cast high level spell. Well, not the outcome, but the consequence. It seems that arcane anomaly, as the professors of the Ladies' College called it, cause that any spell casted above the 5th level could cause a strange magical anomaly, similar to a wild magic sorcerer's wild magic bursts, even more chaotic. And that is the reason she outlawed high level magic use inside the city. And that is the reason she is not able to cast any more high level magic. Because she knows what might occur if she does. As you have met an unfortunate student who has been overcome by this arcane anomaly just the other day.
What?
And Dorian left the room and we ended the session.
Alright.
Wait, so after wait, so Alicia called Doran back and said she was uncomfortable calling Doran Doran.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She was uncomfortable calling Doran Doran if he was going to call her Lady Silverhand all the time. So to balance the scale, she said, "You call me Illustrial, and I call you Doran."
Because Illustriel knows her manners, and
Mm-hmm.
you're not friends or close acquaintances. So she refers to Emma as Lady Korek, and calls Adrish to Mr. Einsford. And for Wave, it's a bit awkward still, but Wave is just Wave. For a lizard
I
folk,
have
that
no
is a
surname.
it is a perfectly acceptable name. But Dorian just sort of left his culture and name behind, and he just, I'm just Dorian. So that is a bit awkward for Illustrial.
Cutting out again.
No.
Am I?
I think that's just you.
Oh, okay. Maybe it's just me. You're good now, though.
Okay. So yeah, Illustrial sort of asked first, and second sort of instructed Dorian to call her just by her first name.
Man,
So,
if Doran fumbles this bag, bro.
Dorian catches up to you as Fred is leading you down once again the ornately decorated, high-ceilinged corridor of one of the palace. As his sandaled feet sort of first slaps on the stone floor and then on his bare feet. He seemed to be humming some sort of tune as he walks in front of you.
Humming.
Someone's happy.
Seems like you had a good time. Well, we've got a couple of days to kill before the festival.
I mean, to be fair, I'm extremely happy that we survived.
That is
true.
very fair, babe.
Though the city did lose a lot of people.
I mean, hey, it's
Do you guys think there's any way we can help?
We should go ask.
I recommend we talk to the merchants because aren't they the ones that are?
Fred is in front of us, right?
Yeah, he's sort of he's walking in front of you, leading you down this long corridor.
Excuse me, Mr. Fred.
Hey, just Fred.
Is there any way that we could just help the city? We're gonna be free over the next couple of days, and we wanted to be of some service.
You'll be plenty help already, lad. Don't you worry your pretty little head.
Oh, okay.
Just be careful in the city. A lot of people will want to shake your hand, make poems or songs about you. I wouldn't be surprised if a couple of free drinks will flow for you as well.
That would be
Dope.
appreciated.
Ben's eyes are sparkling right now. Really?
Emma's just kind of used to being fawned over, so she just says nothing and just looks at Finn like, yeah, really, that's what people do for heroes, Finn.
Vabe's gonna put his hand on Finn's shoulder and he's gonna be like, "Are you excited?
No,
Why not?
I don't know what you mean.
Are you excited for the festivities?"
Of course, it's gonna be awesome. I'm actually really excited. We haven't had a chance to.
So why did you say no?
He's
I thought you
nervous too,
Oh, Finn's bluffing. He's embarrassed.
and he doesn't like people doing things for him without being asked. If I'm right, that is. Of course, I could be entirely wrong. And Emma's gonna ruffle Finn's hair a little.
So Fred is taking us to a room that will be provided to us, right? And something like that.
You're not certain where Fred is leading you, but yes, you have been promised accommodation.
Alright. So once we get to that room, I will turn to the
Yeah. Let's just say that Fred leads you out of the palace, and that there are some sort of side buildings attached to the sort of walls of the palace, and he takes out this large ornate brass key and opens these double doors, and sort of stands to the side, holding out the key for you to enter.
Oh, thank you.
These are usually used for diplomatic visitors and such. But we have none today, so it's yours to use if you want. There are a couple servants attending. If you need anything, just ask them.
Thank you, Fred.
I appreciate everything the city has done for us, and I appreciate you for helping us.
With
Yeah.
that,
I sort of nod in agreement with Fave.
I have stuff to do.
Take
See
the
you
key
later.
and walk in. Yeah.
Bye-bye.
Clap,
I'll put my
clap,
stuff
clap,
down.
clap.
Wait,
Yeah.
oh, is he walking around in the slides?
I'll just,
Yes,
put my
he's walking
stuff
around
down
in
and
slippers.
Yeah, he has the, like, you know, the, like, open back sandals. So every time he steps, first it claps on the ground and then it claps on his feet.
Man.
Click clap, click clap, click clap.
Wait, what is the brand? It's not Supreme, is it Superior?
No, it's dwarven mates battle sandals.
Yeah, so Adidas.
I'm gonna turn to the
Um,
group and say, I think take leave, all of you, and I believe I have a commitment, Professor Orbit.
Are you gonna be okay? Would you like?
Would you
Would you
like
want me to come
us
along?
to?
No, go around. Show the city. I'll be back here by
Okay. In that case, I was actually hoping to visit the library. I don't know if anyone wants
As
to
was
come along.
I.
Doran's already running to the library.
Oh
Yeah,
no! Wait up! And I run
uh,
after him.
no, Dorin, didn't even come to the house.
Wait.
When you
Oh,
walked
okay.
out the palace, he just left.
You know,
How will he know where to come?
He can sniff out a library in a 5-mile radius.
I'm
Like,
gonna.
God.
I was gonna find your
What?
house.
What do you
Babe's
guys think?
gonna look. Babe's gonna try to find one of the servants that are in the house and ask if he can see the kitchen.
What do you guys think Doran discussed with Her Highness?
You can ask him. Find him. Anyway, I'm off. I'm gonna run.
I'm already walking away.
Oh, okay. See you guys later.
Come on,
I'm heading to the
Finn.
library.
Let's go to the library.
Yay!
Yay.
That was the most enthusiastic yay I've ever heard, and I love it.
Come on, Emma. Let's go.
So, Emma, which library are you going to?
Um. You know what? She said to check the map house because it used to
Oh.
hold lore. So, like, it used to be the
Paige,
storage.
You know which one we want to go to. I can't upload my notes. I can't remember what it's called, but it's the one that matches the Ed Efficient Library.
Oh,
No.
the Vault of Sages? Or
I
the-
believe so. Doran would probably be more helpful. I mean, do you think we could track Doran and then figure it out that way?
So
yes.
that's the thing, like, the Vault of Sages is like the collection of knowledge of the city. But there are other, like, smaller, very specific libraries in the city. You know,
Map house or
Mm.
the music.
So-
Oh wait, did we get informed about other libraries that we could visit?
We heard about the music conservatory, I think.
Yeah, we did.
Yeah.
I
and
I
so-
had this on a motherfucking sticky note. I don't know who the hell put it where. But
So
I'm
the map
pissed.
house is a bit of a different case. So the map house is also known as the Herald's House, and the map house used to be the grand library of the Vault of Sages. So it used to be the Vault of Sages itself, that building, but since then it's been moved to the southern bank into the sort of university between the universities. And since then, the map house has been this sort of repository for the library for like genealogy notes for noble houses and geographical maps and such. That's why it's named the map house since.
Finn personally wants to add to a library about that would contain information about entities of great renown or curious magical oddities and items.
Um. Hmm.
Probably the sage They want to see.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But wouldn't the the famed geologists says of Waterdeep want to go to the map house?
I mean, eventually, I feel
I,
like
I
that's
That's a
very
good
completely
point.
I completely forgot about that. That's
Oh, that's a good point.
Yeah,
Oh, we're
water-
gonna be here for more than 10 days. We'll go to the map house at some point.
Yeah, we'll get
Hey,
to the map
hey,
house.
if the guards catch you, we're geologists.
Yo, like, wait, hey, can we use this to actually like build up our knowledge of geology? So like, when we use it as an alias, it's more believable.
Espionage of geology.
I am just I never mind.
Geospionage?
And we need to learn about botany as well.
God.
So, Emma and Finn heads off to the Vault of Sages, and Adrish heads towards the university, and Wave heads towards
University
the
is the
kitchen.
ladies' college, right?
But there are many many different places.
But
in,
I know where his office was, or perhaps.
Yeah. But you'll certainly be able to find him.
Yeah. I'm sure if I just shout or whip, it's a British man looking for you, he'll turn up somewhere.
He just appears out of nowhere.
Huh? You called? Can I cut you open now?
Do you need these organs?
Are you certain you can make do with one kidney? What about a lung? I've heard some people get by with just one lung.
Are you sure you've been using all of this brain? You don't look like a fellow who uses all of it. Certainly you can spare some.
Hey, if you're looking for brains, Babe's not the person you want to be taking brains from.
So-
I mean, Vave's not gonna miss it, right? So
Yeah.
I mean, well, fair point. Fair point.
First we're going to deal with Adrisht, and then we're going to move on to the others. So, Adrisht, you arrive at the ladies' college, and even on your way, a lot of people seem to look at you. Not only not as an oddity that you sort of got used to by now, but it's amazement and admiration. It seems that all the people realize who this man is. It seems that you stand out even more than usual. You hear a couple people whisper as you pass, but you immediately know that these are not whispers of distaste or disgust or fear. These are whispers of excitement, of the chance to get to see this heroic figure that seemed to radiate this strange aura around him.
With the bird flying above him.
Yeah, the magical, colorful bird. Sometimes, landing on his shoulder, flying off again, then, making a small nest on his head. But you make your way to the ladies' college. Here, even more people seem to come around. A small crowd forms almost as young students immediately rush up to you and ask you about the battle, the magic that you've seen, the magic that you've casted. And as the crowd grows bigger and bigger, you hear once again the tonk, tonk, tonk as the towering iron golem approaches.
Ah, good to see you again, Norbert.
Yeah, from inside the golem, the gnomish man speaks. Ah, yes, it's good to see you as well, Mr. Reinsfog. I'm very glad that you have the time to take part in these little investigations of ours. I am terribly sorry to indulge you in these, but we're certainly very excited to meet you.
Um, I would just say that I'm honestly just as excited and perhaps that bit curious about how these go. But
You have intrigued quite a lot of people.
oh, not intentionally. I'm sorry. But it would be good. It would be nice to get some answers. And if that helps you along the way, then so be it. Glad to be of
Well,
service.
we'll certainly try our best. Now, scram you kids! It sort of waves the enormous iron hands in the air, and some of the students step back. Just, not only out of respect, but, for safety reasons.
Yep.
Yeah. The professor leads you into the enormous building in front of this towering monument to knowledge. And as you step through the front gate, he once again exits the hulking figure of an iron golem and takes on a more convenient wheeled apparatus that replaces his legs. Ah, before we enter, if you don't mind, put this on. And he hands you this metal collar with a large red gem at its center.
And what is this exactly?
Ah, your visitor's pass. Keeps you and us safe.
Alright. Do I need to be worried about being restrained inside?
No, it's a protective equipment that contains yours and others' magic that would affect you. You see, there's a lot of people working here, and we don't want any explosions.
Alright. Fine. I'll put it on.
So yeah, it's a very simple metal collar that sort of clasps on the back of your neck. It's not the most comfortable thing. It sort of strains your neck a bit. But
Does it do
sorry,
anything to my magic?
no. Or at least it doesn't seem to.
Alright.
So yeah, Opip rides along with you. He seems to be, the wheels on his leg vehicle seem to be made special, as he seemed to ride upstairs as easily as you walk, or even more. As you take a quick glance, you notice that it's not a single wheel like on a wheelbarrow, but three wheels on separate axles attached to a central axle. Later on, you find yourself in an immense circular chamber. In the center, there is an open flat surface, and surrounding the walls, these sort of it is a lecture hall clearly, and on the benches you see a lot of students, but even a lot of older gentlemen and women, clearly lecturers, that seem to have gathered for this occasion.
I'm a literal lab rat.
So yeah.
So how exactly will this go, Master Orbit?
Well, if you would just give us a small demonstration first, then we can maybe indulge in further experimentation, make our diagnosis, and maybe come to some conclusions. But to be honest, I wouldn't not in my lifetime I ever heard of a new source of sorcerer's magic discovered. So this is quite exciting. As you can see, many of our sorcerer students have came to learn more about this. Of course, as well as our professors. And he sort of points towards one of the sections in the benches, and you see a lot of students surrounding this hulking figure of a man. Is at least 7.5 feet tall and quite muscular, and he's wearing these very dark green robes and has an intricate, magical looking tattoo on his bald head. As you glance towards, you see a lot of odd figures amongst the students. You
I'm
see,
gonna immediately transfer two of my first level warlock spells into sorcery points because I don't have any left.
okay. Didn't you
So,
have a long rest?
no, my long rest got cancelled, right?
Oh yeah, your young guest got cancelled. Forgot about that. Sorry. But yep. So there you see a lot of sorcery students seemingly. Some you do see display similar features to Dorin. Some seem to have colorful scales in spots on their bodies. Others seem to have draconic ears or eyes.
Mhm.
You see others that seem to be there's an odd electrical energy coursing around them. And there's one student in the back who is just covered in soot for some reason.
I'm gonna have
Is that Neville
slowly,
Longbottom?
probably.
Most likely.
So wait, let's see this. Okay, I'm gonna have first of all the shadows are gonna start pouring immediately, and coalescing them, I will send them out from away from me, and a field of darkness will begin to appear.
So yeah, as soon as you begin your usual magical movements and gestures that you use to call upon your shadowy powers, the the people clear out from the central space, and many of them take up these large scrolls and pads and begin taking notes. It seems that some people not even not only writing what they see, but you see some people even try to sketch the poses that you take up as you point forward.
As the shadows begin to pour out and the darkness engulfs the space around me, I'm gonna go up to Orpip, who's inside the darkness, or would he be? I would say he's inside the darkness. I would have put him inside the darkness if I could have.
No, basically everyone left the central space and moved up onto the
Oh,
onto the
Orpip did
bench.
too.
Yeah.
And so I'll just shout out. I'll look directly at Orpip and I'll address him directly. And I'll say, well, it's this kind of thing. This is sort of innate stuff that comes with this kind of sorcery. I'm a little bit tapped at the moment, so well, haven't had a rest really. The battle and all. But given that I don't plan to be fighting anything today, I can show you some of the spells if that need be.
Yeah. You have sparkling eyes and great knots from all around you. You have people on the benches already in deep discussion or heated arguments about the nature of this magic. the method that you're approaching it.
I'm
And
trying to.
Opip's widely smiling at you, and sort of nodding along.
At this point, I'm gonna cast Fly, my one slot that I conjured up with my old sorcery points, and I'm gonna drop the concentration on the darkness and fly above it.
Yeah.
You see, as I begin to float up, tendrils of darkness flow off me. The darkness from the ground almost that was surrounding me coalesces and sort of forms this cloud that's keeping me engaged in the air.
Yeah, your purplish robe flowing around you in an invisible wind, shadows pouring out, keeping you aloft and moving you in the air.
I
You
don't know
you
where exactly I pull from, where this energy even comes from, really. I don't think I was born with it. It only manifested after the 10 day of darkness.
more frantic note taking. People, some people begin to cast spells that seem to detect the magical energies that are using. And Opip seemed to whisper something to a couple of students who rush out and come back with these tables with wheels. On top of them, you see strange metal instruments, not dissection tools that you expected, but
Hmm.
still odd
I'm gonna
things that
float back
you
to
have
the
no
ground.
idea what they might be. Yeah. So, Adrisht, you display more of your magic. You talk about how you acquired it, how you lost your consciousness in in a battle. How I guess you're not going too far into your
I'm not
history.
gonna go like full backstory, but like relevant stuff.
Yeah. The professors and students ask you questions regarding the creature, the entity that you've met, the time of the day, the year, the the stars above, the phase of the moon, all sorts of questions about your person, your family lines, your previous magical encounters. If you have history of magic users or any contact with magical artifacts, if you have traveled to magical places, they seem when you tell about the magical empire of Tay, they all seem to shudder a bit of the horrific things and powerful magic that you talk so casually about, the undead, the summoned demons and such.
And then
But
I'll turn to Orpip after explaining about Thay. And this is another product, Thay, or at least they're thereabouts. And I'll show him the orb floating above my hand.
yeah. You told him the name, right?
Yep.
Yeah. So, Orpip tells you that once you talk to him, he sent out his students and underlings to begin researching about this orb, and he has not haven't received conclusive reports yet, but he's going to tell you later on what he has found.
There you
Yeah. After that, they begin a close examination. You are standing in some sort of under some sort of apparatus that hangs over you like a chandelier. These colorful crystals are rotating around you, and it seems to be outputting some sort of information on the other side, but you have no idea. But these wizards seem to be astounded and excited about everything that comes out of it. The you see them taking notes of these the colors of the crystals that they light up, the strange wobble that these mechanical instruments show, and immediately begin charting out some sort of magical mapping or something. You're not quite certain what they are doing, but they seem to be trying to understand what you do, what you are.
Mm-hmm. Any preliminary observations, Orbit?
Orbit tells you that it's too early to make conclusions, but it is even more exciting than they originally thought.
Tell me, are there no sorcerers known with any affinity to other planes?
Well, in some ways, yes. You see, there are many sources of sorcerer's magic that we have already discovered. Some come from a lineage of birth. Others come from, well, sort of different sources. Those are much more difficult to put a finger on. For example, and he points up the lectern, points up the benches towards the soot-covered figure. Young Emerald there, been touched by wild magic in his early years.
Mm-hmm. I've
Ever
heard of wild
since,
magic before.
it's been quite a handful for all of us. But
Uh,
nothing we cannot manage. It's not. It's not like we don't have 16 more arcane furnaces running in the basement. Once one explodes.
Arcane furnace, what would that be? That
Well,
device?
those are the power sources that we use to power all our magical instruments in here, as
Ah,
well
okay.
as, well, for example, that pass that you're wearing.
Ah, okay.
So after that, they seem to try to examine your body as well. They, and they bring out these wooden frames with curtains on them and ask you to undress to a level that you're comfortable with.
Okay, thank you.
Just completely, dude.
100%.
There are like 40 people in here, including young
Doesn't.
students.
How young?
Quite young.
Like under 15, 16?
Yes.
Okay, I'll keep my shorts on. Or I'll keep my underwear on.
Yeah. So, as you stand there, but almost naked, they try to find signs of magical affinity on your body. They sort of take note of your pale skin, the huge gashed wound on your arm that you, I guess, explain is, not something that's more recent activities.
Yeah. Hmm. I also will at some point enlighten them about my warlock capabilities. Not how they came about, but like the fact that they are also a thing.
Yeah. Yeah. They take, a couple loose white hairs from your head. They ask you for a small blood sample.
So fine.
Yeah,
A
they
stool
bring
sample.
they bring out one of those huge fucking syringes that they used in like the 14th century.
Yeah. Take out a pint of blood.
It is easier to just slit your wrist and pour it out than those big fucking things.
Yeah.
But yeah, it goes on and on and on. more magical apparatuses are brought forward, more tests, more questions, and more people come in. Actually, they call in other people's. Apparently, they had a guest lecturer warlock
Mhm.
who they call over once you talk about your warlock pact, and he seems to be questioning you about the nature of your of this pact. Of course, you have not many answers.
Mm. My pact is strange.
Yeah. He seems to perform a small ritual by drawing a magic circle around you on the ground, which is quite odd to watch this oldish half-elf man sort of crawling on the ground, not sparing the knees of his robes, but chalking up this circle around you. But still, once he casts the spell, you see surrounding you these shadows spring forward, and as he chants, you see these shapes form behind you, but they are not concrete shapes. They are sort of odd blobs. One almost looks humanoid, the other is just some sort of square. They are not clear enough to make any distinction. And it goes on and on and on.
At some point, I'd also like to summon
The what?
the ape. Oh, actually, I can't. I don't have any. What do you call it? Charges left on the order.
Yeah. So yeah,
I am 100% tapped.
yeah. And it goes on and on. They ask you to perform small magical cantrips, even late in the afternoon. And still more people have come in. At some point they bring in food
Mhm.
on a table, and everyone is quickly eat something and return immediately to the research. And it's closer to night when people begin to leave. A couple more question jumps forward, but they are not even really relevant. They are just guesswork, and you don't have really conclusive answers. But you don't see anger or frustration to your missing knowledge. It seems to be it excite as the people even more that there's so many mysteries regarding you. And as the night is nearing, they put away all the magical instruments, and the students all gather around you and each thank you for your time and your efforts to give another set of study that they might I study for years now to understand this new source of sorcery and the conundrum that you are.
I'll, as the day is coming to an end, I'll go up to Ortwood and I'll go, well, if that is when all you get any answers from this, please let me know. If you
Sure.
need me, I'm here in the city for another 10 days. I can always come back. But I do need something from you all.
So what do you say, Audrey? Less?
I said, I do need something from you all.
What that might be.
I need your help when it comes to research. I'm a lot of things, but I'm not a reader,
Hello.
and I do not know how to navigate libraries.
Oh, there we go.
I need to find a way to get to the border or to the deep ethereal plane.
Hmm. I might just have something on that. It's been many years, but I do recall a study that was handed to me by one of the students. He has graduated since and left. Well, he wasn't an actual student, he just a visiting student, but he gave me something apparently one of his relatives made. I'll look for it for you.
Well, that would be most fortunate. And if there's any
Otherwise,
information,
unfortunately, I have to tell you, uh, entering the deep ethereal is one of the most difficult tasks of a planar traveler. You see, it is impossible to simply travel to that plane as with any other plane of existence with plane shifting magic. The deep ethereal is sort of part of the material plane. Well, not the deep ethereal itself, but the ethereal plane touches the material plane. So any attempt that would make you to try to travel the ethereal plane would simply bring you to the material plane. The only real way that was discovered to enter the deep ethereal plane is through the border ethereal plane. Once you manage to enter the border ethereal plane, you have to find a way to go, well, deeper. And that's where it gets complicated.
uh,
And with magic going wild nowadays, even entering the border ethereal is, well, now, now impossible.
thing is, I need to know how to do it in case I have to do it. It doesn't have to be now. It doesn't have to be anytime in the close future. But at some point, I will have to make that journey. And I will have to find this entity or and this shadow that seems meant, or I will have to make a decision. And I just want to know that when that time comes, I will be able. There will be a way to do it. So even if it's too dangerous now, the arcane anomaly is causing it to be an impossible task. I would like to have the research at hand, have the ability at my fingertips. Also,
Oh, well.
you wouldn't have happened to heard of anything related to the Forgotten Queen, right?
The who? Forgotten
Oh,
Queen? Uh, I don't think so. Is that a historical person? Are they referring to some sort of queen of a kingdom or an empire?
I fear so, but not the kind of empire you're accustomed to. She asked me to find her people, the ones who had not forgotten, and as yet I have not covered it. But it's a question I must ask. You know, when you're trying to find someone who's called the Forgotten Queen, most ends a dead end.
Certain you'll find some answers in in the Vault of Sages. Never fail. Well, they failed me a couple times when I was looking for something.
Hopefully, it won't fail me.
Well,
And I have a librarian friend I'm sure would be keen to help me in
he
my quest.
he sort of pushed himself up a bit on his wheelie chair and reaches up with a hand.
job.
Tiny hand engulfed in your big hands. It was a pleasure, Mr. Einsfog. You gave us, well, at least 50 years of research to go through. But if something comes up immediately, be sure to inform you.
Well, of course. And if you need anything else, I was a little bit tapped there. By the extent of my power. You just let me know. I'm here for the next few days. I might drop in.
Oh, and also, if you learn anything, let us know. More knowledge equals more research.
Will do, most certainly.
So, yeah. With that, Adrish, you are left to your devices. Opip leads you out of the research hall back down the staircases. And
Take
as
off
you
my
on
collar.
as you as you clasp the collar over your neck, you hand it over, and he puts it back into the cabinet beside the door. You see, there's many more of them in there, and you say your goodbyes, and you leave for the night.
I'm gonna go sleep.
So, in the meanwhile, Wave, you're just going to cook today?
Yeah, just for today, I'm gonna cook. I've been doing a lot of fighting, not much else, and I'm like, you know what, I'm gonna relax. I'm gonna cook.
So yeah, Wave, you stay behind in the guest house of the palace and look for the servants that Fred was talking about. You find a couple of them who are immediately intimidated by your imposing figure, but with a little bit of chat and knowing that you're not a horrendous beast monster, only mostly, they express their gratitude towards you as one of the heroes that saved the city, and are delighted to take you to the servants. The part of the house that is, not usually attended by the guests, where they sort of ask for what you wish to do, and realize that you're not as well versed in the kitchen as you think you are at the moment. But the people seem to be quite happy to have you there. They ask you about your adventures and about the enemies that you have fought. They go white and they go pale and go silent for a moment as you describe in detail how you rip people apart and smashed creatures into pulp with your mace, and how sometimes biting your opponent is the best tactic. But all of your hands are moving. You're doing your kitchen work. It seems that by the end of the day, a feast will be ready for your friends to return to.
I
And if it,
really, sorry.
yep, go for it.
Oh, I was gonna tell them I really appreciate you guys help. Like you're showing me how to cook and stuff. I've been trying to learn for a while.
Yeah, and this is high class cooking. Not your average housewife doing something in their little kitchen. This is for noble diplomats from other cities. These are professionals. But that's how you're going to spend your day. What about Finn and Emma?
I think we said Vault of Sages.
So yeah, you leave the building behind and take your time to walk across the city. You're in no hurry, and the city of Silvery Moon is as stunning and beautiful as you remember it, Emma. Beautiful, twisting towers, colorful glass panes, and huge murals painted on some houses' walls, just simple arts on the street.
Emma, how many times have you been to Silvery Moon?
Just once, I believe. Huh?
Oh, really? What was that for? And has
Um,
it changed much since then?
I'm not entirely sure I can remember all of it at the moment, how it was, but it seems relatively the same. People might have changed. It has probably grown in population. So, what are you looking for at the library?
I just wanted to do a little bit of research. I mean, it's not every day that you get to visit. I mean, as Doran has told us, one of the greatest sources of knowledge in Faerun. So I thought it was a really nice opportunity. What about you? What are you looking for?
Do you remember that song that I played a while ago?
You play a lot of songs, Emma.
On the boat. We were, it was when we were on the river.
Oh yeah, you seem to be quite fond of that one.
I am. Um, I'm just not entirely sure. You know exactly where it
Uh,
comes from.
Um, I mean, I don't know that much about music, but I mean, don't geniuses like you just kind of come up with
No, it's
songs?
one that I've known it as long as I can remember. I was young and I just started humming it one day. It's why my sister thought I should get into music.
Oh, wow, I had no idea that's how you ended up
Well,
on your
rather,
path.
it's how my sister persuaded my family that maybe just because I was different, I wasn't a disgrace. Maybe I was something special. And I'm sure that wasn't her intent. I'm sure she only meant the best. But sometimes it makes me wonder what my life would be like if I didn't know it. And of course, with anything of great value, I enjoy learning. And I would enjoy knowing more about the history. And with some things that have come to light, such as the family scandal, apparently, I believe it only be prudent to learn more about my past, and not less.
Um, well, at the end of the day, Emma, that's your decision. And as your friend, I want to fully support you in any way that I can. But I would just say from everything that I've heard so far, you just have to be okay with the consequences of your actions.
I am. I
If you're fine
also,
with
of
it.
course, and more more importantly than my own personal curiosities, I need to find a cure for Adelaide.
Well, whatever you need, I'm happy to help. I don't know how successful I'll be in finding what I'm looking for, but there'll be people to guide us, and hopefully we can run into Doran and talk to him long enough between books that he can give us a hand.
Perhaps, but do you really think he talks while he's reading?
Oh, I mean, like literally in between books, we might have a chance to speak to him. If not,
How
then
many words do you
I
think
don't
we'll
think
be
there's
able
much
to
hope.
get in? 100 between the two of us?
Throughout just a day, maybe 10. Well, we'll see.
We'll see.
Let's go. Do you know the way? Oh yeah. What's up, Emma?
I should know the way. Do I know the way?
Do you know the way?
You haven't been there, but you do know that the Vault of Sages Inn is on the south bank in the vicinity of the Ladies' College.
Alright. So, then that is where we are.
Yeah,
South,
you
so, like,
you
we
move
should
along
walk
the
around.
bank once more and walk up the translucent bridge of the Moon Bridge, which is in this noon hour. It's completely transparent, so you can watch the river rush below you as you walk across. Which is a very odd sensation, but quite exhilarating. As you walk across to the southern bank, you quite easily get to the Vault of Sages. Let's see if I can give you somewhat of a description of the Vault of Sages. The Vault of Sages is a monolithic structure. It is almost as tall as the High Palace. It is it is over 5 stories tall and resembles almost a horseshoe-like shape.
Oh,
As you walk through in the center the enormous double-sided door, you find yourself in an open atrium where you can see up to the higher levels. As you look around, you see a large copper or a plate on the wall, 8 feet tall and 6 feet wide, that seems to entail information regarding the library. The first and second floor are called the Fore Hall and contain public galleries and lounges for study and leisure.
hmm.
Alongside them, it says that apparently
Wait, you
news.
said it's called the Four Hole?
Yeah, Forehell. ALL, sorry.
Okay. And this is for leisurely study.
It is open galleries. It is new works are displayed here. News around from Farron. On the
Okay.
plaque is details that from the third to the fifth floor, it is specialized studies and offices organized in general topics. It is offices of scribes, sages, and bookbinders that are employed by the library.
Hmm.
On the lower part of this plaque, you see there are 5 basement levels, which contains the stacks of books. It is
Just
noted
random books.
beside the stacks of books. It is noted that
Oh,
only attendants and the spell guard, as well as the high mage, were allowed to enter these levels.
okay. On the specialized studies, like, is there anything else that highlights what the actual topics are split into? Like, is it on the plaque, or does it just
Is
say
it a
general
comprehensive
information?
directory or is it Amazon?
So,
Wow.
Emma, it is common knowledge that in the vote it is a charged reading fee for accessing the books.
Ah,
This
okay.
this is how they keep up the library itself. It depends really on the book themselves that you wish to have, but it is usually a silver piece per person per day. But there are tomes that the rental fee could be even 5 gold pieces,
Dang, okay.
and there are rarities to these books. It could be a magical topic that is very rare and very hard to come by, and there could be a long waiting time for that tome to become available.
Alright.
We
Oh.
head into the library. How busy is it outside?
Yeah, how busy is the library?
There's quite a lot of people. You see a lot of students moving around that wearing this uniform robe of the ladies' college. This sort of simple dark gray cloak embezzled with the symbol of silvery moon on the back.
Do we see Doran walk in?
Oh no, Doran's gone.
Doran's already in.
Okay. But
Lawrence
yeah,
coming to
I
the
head
intersection.
inside.
He's took his candle into the restricted section. It's probably gonna appear 10 years.
Is where?
The restricted section of the library.
Oh, for the smart. For the smart.
Lawrence like how to fool the lady in 10 days.
The Lady Industrial fanfiction.
It's like, oh, so this is what she's into.
Ah.
But yeah, we head inside.
Um, yes,
So
maybe. This
as
is so
as you
big.
enter, you are in the reception area, where at the side you see clerics of Denair, the god of scribes, attending a couple people who are coming in.
Okay.
How do you
Um.
spell Denier? Denier? Did you say
D E
Denier?
D
We're
E
gonna
N E I R.
we're all gonna sit around the campfire.
DEN. Okay.
All gonna sit around a campfire, teasing Doran. Doran and Lucia sitting in a library. Reading.
Oh, oh man. First comes the arcane, then comes sorcery. Oh. Um. Oh, we just see attendance. Is there like a reception desk?
Is there?
Sort of.
So
They
it's
seem to
like an
be
area?
standing, not really behind the desk, but sort of guiding people along, where they need to go for their business.
Okay. I'm
we
gonna
should we
approach.
should go and ask.
Yeah, this isn't
It,
my
this is
forte
massive.
particularly.
Um,
I know this is huge. We can see like all the way up, like to the roof of the library, right?
No. So basically, so the first 2 levels of the library are accessible. Basically, that's for the public to come into. That is,
Okay.
you don't even have to pay for that. If
Oh.
if you want to access basically the library's knowledge, you have to pay to rent out the books.
Yeah.
You also have to pay for if you want to, talk with a sage to, get basic consultation regarding, what you are looking for.
All right.
Basically, you can hire a person to research for you what you need, and then then you can get that book to read, or even you're gonna even receive a copy of that book. But it's quite expensive.
That's good to know.
I'm literally
Um,
reading. I'm reading here how much it costs. It's fucking expensive.
yeah, a copy. How much is it?
So,
Do we want to know?
copying services are available, and the fee is 2 gold piece per page.
Oh my
Page?
god.
Per page.
Oh wow. Wow. Okay. Damn, that's crazy.
A map could be copied for 50 gold piece.
Jesus.
No personal copying of any kind is allowed. Carrying writing equipment into the library is banned.
Are you supposed to study for your test coming up next week?
You receive lectures. You take notes on your lectures.
Yeah, but you need
But
that
what
supplementary
if you're a shit
material.
student?
Uh, anyway, we're getting off topic.
Yeah.
then you
Oh.
then you get kicked out of the ladies' college.
Oh man. Yeah, I think we should go and ask, and I point to one of the clerics of Dene
We
that looks
should.
relatively free.
Remind me, what is it you wanted to look into again? Just so that way I can ask for the both of us. This whole library has kind of been awing, inspiring. This is massive.
Yeah, I wasn't expecting it to be this big. I don't think we're gonna find Doran.
I don't think we are either.
I was looking into an entity named Akabosh and any information on cube
Akabosh?
artifacts, yes. Oh, and since we have the opportunity, any books on the basics of blacksmithing would be much obliged as well. Thank you.
No problem.
So, I'll give you a thing about this film. This is a library of knowledge where they keep basically copies of any book, stone tablets, inscription, or any of these kinds since basically the fall of the Netherese Empire. It is
Okay.
not something that you can just simply, I'm going to look up something in here. People spend days or decades researching about a specific thing. The thing is, like, getting a book about blacksmithing is, like, while you might be able to get something, it is much easier to go to a blacksmith and get lessons.
Oh, okay. Now I get you. Alright, I'll just stick to information on Akabosh and cube-based arcane magical artifacts. And also, oh yeah?
Because if you start looking into blacksmithing books, you might find an ancient tome about the the uses of silver or, or in alchemy
Okay, no,
and
I get you.
infusions.
I'll
Well, you
just
My
stick
might not
god.
find a guy. Oh yeah, that's how you hold a hammer.
Oh, that's the correct posture you're supposed to have. Yeah, I wanted to find a wiki how.
This is not the
Okay.
Mickey Howe library.
Yeah, nah, I was just viewing it as like a normal library. Okay.
Alright. I sort of straightened my posture a little bit and walk up to the cleric.
What do you ask?
Oh, my friend and I were wondering if you had any knowledge pertaining to, Akabosh and, or artifacts of the arcane nature thereof. Such a being. If you have knowledge of said being.
Adrish Lily has 410 platinum piece.
Really?
That doesn't seem correct.
What's wrong with that?
Emma has one.
Sorry, what?
Why do you have 410
You have so
platinum
much
piece?
money.
Oh yeah, because you gave me the money. Remember when we went out to go shopping, but then I didn't actually end up buying anything too expensive.
And you never gave it back.
I don't think I did.
Oh god.
So yeah.
Are you buying books?
Maybe.
I would have given it back, right? Can we say I give it back?
Can we?
Sure, I'll allow it, just for convenience sake.
Thank god.
I'll give you back 400 platinum. I'll leave 10 with. It's nice to have some
Okay.
money.
Yeah.
That's
You're an
100
old
gold.
man. You
That's
don't
more
need
than
to be
most
a
people
broke
see in their
old
life.
man.
I'm just content with my 36 gold that I have.
That is plenty enough for your life.
Yeah, that's what I said. I'm content with.
I mean, apparently it's not, considering it takes 2 gold to copy a book page.
Oh, sorry, 39 gold. My bad.
Well, apparently it takes so they can copy 10 pages in a day.
These are some very bad scribes.
No, that's the thing. It's handwritten.
Even so, 10 pages a day. I write more than that on a daily basis. It is nothing. Especially when you don't have to come up with it, you just copy. Oh my god, come on.
You know, it has to look good, I guess.
Scribes are perfectionists.
I don't know. Seems excessive. Also, who makes 10 gold a day? A scribe makes 10 gold a day? Or sorry, 20 gold a day?
No, the library makes 20 gold a day.
God, dude.
Oh,
On
God.
one book, dude. It's a scam. The library is a scam.
Libraries are like always
This is
scams.
really fucking Ed Greenwood.
Fix
He
it, hey. You don't have to follow all the rules.
but you know, this way at least I can get rid of all of your money and make you poor again.
Fair.
And so you have to pay money to rent out books? Is that what it's like?
So,
Mhm.
like you're not renting out books. You basically rent time to read the book.
Oh. You know, considering we saved the city and all, maybe they'd just give us a little bit of time to read books.
Well, we'll see. We'll see.
We'll see.
They still haven't rewarded us. Maybe the reward will be worth something.
With one book.
I mean, considering the cost, maybe.
It's really fucking expensive. I'll figure out if I lower the prices, but we'll see. So, Emma, as you approach the cleric of Denair with your odd questions about, do you know Akabosh? Is it magic stuff? You know, Akabosh the magic man thing entity?
I said
Sakamoto needs a
being.
friend, not foe.
The
And
the
I-
man sort of looks at you puzzled and very politely says that if you wish to research into a person's a historical figure, first person that it would be best to request the assistance of one of the sages, who might be more capable of finding such information.
Thank you for help. We're not
Wait,
from around here. Um,
yeah, this is our first time visiting.
And I had a personal curiosity as well.
I'm guessing the library is empty, right?
Sorry?
I'm guessing the library is empty.
No, it's quite full actually.
Wait, really? People can afford to read here?
But it's mostly like students.
Oh, they have it free and fucking state funded.
They have a study budget.
What student is making 10 gold a day?
They don't.
Yeah.
No, the thing is, like, they apparently take in books and manuscripts as well, rare and old stuff, and they pay 200 to 2,000 gold pieces per 100 years of age.
What? Don't you have like a dragon book that's like
Doran?
1,000 years old?
So that, I guess that's how you afford books. You bring in one, and then you use
It's
use
a
that money
swap.
to read
It's
more.
a swap program. Instead of fuel rod, it's a bookshelf.
So the cleric tells you that if you wish to hire a sage to research a topic for you, their fee is 500 gold pieces, and as the answer is not guaranteed, there is a 50% refund in case answers are not found.
I want to go to the day.
Sorry?
So I want
500
to go to
gold
the
total, right?
No, that
For a
is
day.
that is total.
like until the answer is found.
Well, no,
Or
they,
lack
they
thereof.
can just spend their life researching that subject.
For 500 gold, they can.
Just so you know, it's 50 gold for an hour-long consultation.
Oh my god, these people.
You know, keeping up the library is
I'm
expensive.
sorry, I was wrong.
Welcome
It was
to the
fine.
bureaucracy of higher
we-
education.
We didn't want to save the city.
Sucks
We
ass.
supported it. I was like, I'm gonna remove this city from burn it to the ground list, but please put it back to the ground.
And do you happen to have a section on the Fae? Or Feywild?
I think, Emma, you don't get that how this library really works.
I
There's
don't
no
think
really
anyone does.
So, the thing about the Vault of Sages is a vault. It is a study for people who are hired to study here, to research here, and it is, you know, direct work with the ladies' college. It is not a public library. That's why it's so exorbitantly expensive to get access to the knowledge here.
Fair. Well,
Well, I guess I saved a lot of money by asking Corbett to do it.
Ah, what a surprise, isn't it?
Wait, what
It's
did I just
almost, it's almost as if we alluded that you have people who can do this stuff for you, so you don't spend a bunch of time in the library.
Yo, we might. How much money do we have, Emma? And how many pieces of research can we have one scribe look into?
Well, it depends, you know, how close. You know, if you're looking for just general knowledge of something, they might be done quite quickly with it, and you know, they might, you know, give you a discounted rate for researching multiple topics that are in the same general area.
Okay.
Is there a way trying to save the world discount?
Yeah, that's a bit mad, you know.
that's
Well, why are we not getting that hero rate here? What's going on?
You're barking at the wrong tree here, my friend.
The hero
I'm
right
actually
is the people we
so mad.
know.
So weird.
You,
Fucking
you're in a private library.
doesn't matter. Libraries are places to share knowledge, not restricted.
It's not restricted. You just need to become part of the.
Yeah, literally become an aristocrat and then you're fine.
No, if you become, if you get enrolled in the college, you get not, unrestricted, but access to this knowledge to
How do
further
you get into
develop.
so if you're not a, it's like a college for magicians, or for like magic people.
Well, not only. There are many different aspects.
Then I think it's time to get enrolled in.
Honestly. I was wondering about maybe looking into that.
That might be cheaper.
Because that could
guys,
be fun. Like,
this is libraries are not for the common folk. Like literally, like this is like we are not in the fucking 17th, 18th century where public education becomes a thing.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, man, how many libraries have we actually been to in our life? Like, no, like deep here.
For me, plenty.
I'm talking about Finn.
Like one, you went to the Edification library once.
Exactly.
That's your library experience.
Exactly.
And like the Edification library is a very special place because it's so fucking remote from everything. So people don't go there. Like, oh, I'm going to go to the library for one thing. Like even like if someone goes there, they basically are on a pilgrimage for some specific knowledge. And like the Vault of Sages is the exact opposite, where it is at an accessible place, but it is restricted who can access it.
Well, it's not restricted. You're allowed to go there. You just need to have an exorbitant amount of.
um, hmm.
Could have bought a house, but
I just sort of turned to Finn and I'm like, this is mainly your question. You can finish up the talking. I will.
Okay. I'm sorry. I'm not really that learned. That's sort of all
It
the
would appear
information I
that
have.
our battle took a toll on me. Mentally, more than most, so.
I don't know. Maybe it might be better for us just to hire someone to give us a hand.
I suppose
Maybe we should.
so.
Maybe we should try that
Indeed.
consultation.
I'm just trying to give you the idea. Researching a tome is not measured in hours; it's measured in days. Like, I
Fair.
I know, sometimes in the end you just allow, oh yeah, you can just learn this quickly. But you guys seen how my downtime tracking stuff works. You
That's true.
spend basically weeks reading one book, and once you read it and completely absorb it, you finally get the knowledge out of it. Like basically Dorian spent a month reading about dragons. So I give him, okay, from now on you have a lower DC on topics regarding dragons.
Fair.
So like I'm this whole thing about the Vault of Sages that you can just sit in the library and get the knowledge, or you can, but it's going to take months or even years.
Alright, so at this point, it makes more sense. We have to decide if we want to just pay for someone to do the research for us.
I think that we should sleep on it, perhaps.
Okay, that's no problem. Um, we'll be back at a later date. Sorry for taking up your time.
Yes, apologies. I just turn and I leave.
I'm sorry, guys. I don't know. Like, am I being difficult here? Like, is this an issue?
No, it's fine.
No, it's fine.
Yeah, we just if like
We have a
Because
way. I think we have a way around it. We just ask corporates.
Mm-hmm.
yeah, like
We just need
I
to
know,
talk
you
to the
know,
right people.
in,
So
in RT's games we did a lot of library work where we just went in or we got books out and stuff. It just I run this specific library very differently. It's
No, it's fine.
it's
That's
fine.
fine. It just
Yeah.
means we need to talk to the others about like
Yeah.
contributing some funds for us to do the research and things that we're interested in.
I mean, we have the money. It's not like
Yeah, that's what I'm
Yeah,
saying. But
we
like me
do.
and Emma can't make that decision on our own.
Mm-hmm.
I just sort of want to
'Cause it's like-
prevent you
it's
guys
group
to go
money,
to the library
that's-
for everything.
it's
Oh.
500 gold. It's not the boost.
Yeah.
We can spare 500 gold.
But yeah, Emma, I think maybe we should talk to the others and see if we can.
How
Have
much
a
do we
pool.
even have? I gave you 400 platinum. How much do you have, Emma, before that?
Before
One.
that, I had one.
Wait, that was just the money we got from one place. We had money before that as well.
Well, you spent
Guess
quite a
what?
lot.
We spent money. We spent a
did?
lot of money. I got a bow.
Oh, okay, yeah.
I got a magical bow that might actually also be an instrument. I'm not entirely sure.
It's not. It's just
By the way, I wanted to give my like the potion thing to Finn, but I haven't been able to. How do I do that? I haven't figured that out.
what potion thing.
The flask of fluids thing.
Oh.
Still in my
Uh,
library.
Yeah, I'll just give it to him. Don't worry about it.
Yeah.
I don't trust the inventory managing system now.
There's also the barrier tattoo, which is kind of pointless, but still, somebody wants it. You can probably sell that somewhere. Resell it.
You know, maybe it could be a gift for someone who needs it much more than you. Who knows? But yeah, so Emma, your attempt to access the knowledge of the Vault of Sages seems unsuccessful. So where do you turn now with your musical questions? And Finn, there's a name and not really much more. How will you find out who this Akabush is?
I'm paying someone an exorbitant amount of money to do it for me.
And will that do it?
Probably not, but it's worth a try.
I
But yeah, I say that.
personally want to check out like the map house. Just
I would much rather honestly buy like 30 books or something for 25 gold each and trade with the library of Ogma. Probably has more knowledge, honestly.
yeah.
Anyway, I say to Emma, yeah, I think it might not be a bad idea for us to discuss this with everyone.
Exactly.
This is a I
Big thing.
yeah,
That's-
I didn't really know how the library worked. I mean, it's kind of good that we did some investigation.
It is.
I kind of just expected to go into the library and, just
Read.
automatically to learn the information that we need. Um, if that's the case, is there anything else you want to do today?
Well, Industrial did suggest the map house, but I think the music conservatory would be more helpful for my questions.
Hig, is there an industrial district?
We haven't had the Industrial Revolution yet. What you looking for?
I mean, like a district where they craft items. I wanna try and see if I can find a smithy.
I guess you're looking for merchants then.
Wherever the wind takes me. But yeah, I want to try and visit a smithy potentially, and get some reps.
What is Wave doing?
Making a
Cooking.
feast for all of you.
Would I be
Wave
back
has
in time
become Faith.
to meet Wave while he's cooking?
You know what? I'm going to say yes.
as I approach, I'll walk away, but I'll be like, "Hey, wave! Hey, wave! Hey, wave!" It's not here, is it?
Yo, that bookshelf is gonna look amazing.
It
Oh, it's
is.
already done. He posted a photo like an hour ago.
What?
No, half an hour ago.
Wait, is that actually done?
Yeah.
Oh, it's one of those.
Since then, he's been dissociated.
Oh, wow. That's actually
Yo.
quite nice.
He just finished the bookshelf and it's gone.
Where did he post the photo?
His contract ran out.
On photos.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, you're Finn. Are you going with Emma, or are you going to just leave her to her own devices?
I'll stay with Emma for a bit. It's still early afternoon, right?
Yeah, you have like it's just been noon when you met Austria.
All right.
So, you, Emma, Finn, you make your way across the ladies' college. You see many scholarly figures moving in groups, carrying scrolls and parchments, discussing on the way.
Hmm?
You pass by the invocatorium where you see a lot of people walking in hurriedly. Seems something exciting must be going on there.
Huh.
I don't know what that's about.
I wonder.
You pass by a small tavern that seemed to be almost radiating with magic. Constant flashes of magical light, sparks, and all sorts of animated magical creatures moving behind the windows. Above,
Ooh.
above the door, you see a ornately a decorated plaque displaying its name in lights. It is Solar Smiling Satyr. But it's not time for drinks. It's time for knowledge. So you move on. And after a while, you approach on the river bank a different building. A building seemingly less significant than the Invocatorium or such. But this is the building that you've been looking for. The simple rectangular building is labeled above door Ultram's Music Conservatory.
I walk in. And look around, I guess. I don't know what the inside looks like, so.
Describe it to us, Hig.
Describe what?
The inside.
Ah. So, the building is large but rather plain looking. It seems rather new, as if it's hasn't been used that much of yet. But Emma, you did hear about the conservatory before. You know, there were some talks in your family that you might attend it for a semester or so, just to gain some more musical education, you know, rather than just inside a family. There you have heard that this building contains over 40 magically sound shielded practice rooms.
Oh god,
That's
cue music nerd.
that keeps musicians and singers from being disturbed. Each of these practice rooms have balconies for the masters of music to observe the students. And on the ground floor, there are two great halls of hearing, which are basically the recital rooms. And what interests you the most nowadays is that the building holds a vast archive of written music and song scrolls.
Mm-hmm. Is there like a reception or anything? Also,
No.
oh,
And also the
ooh.
front hall seems quite empty. But you do hear some faint music, almost emanating from the building itself.
Oh? What does it sound like? Can I kind of try to triangulate the sound?
Give me a perception check.
Perception. 23.
Ooh, jeez.
I'm good at what I'm good at, okay?
See? Emma, the music seemed to be coming from the walls themselves, as if the entire building has been attuned to music itself and emanates a constant, simple melody. Nothing anything special, but just to keep the silence at bay.
And
It is
recommend
some. Sorry. Okay.
Huh?
It is something that you can simply ignore, but oddly it fills the room with life, even though nobody seems to be around.
I will, start walking around and looking at signs if there are any and try to find the archives while humming. You know, kind of just complimenting the building.
See? What about you, Finn?
By the way, you just saw Emma's jaw like drop at the fact that no one was in there. Finn?
Emma, are you okay? Do you need something to drink? Are you hungry? Emma?
I'm fine, Finn. This is just there's almost no one here. It's a little worrying, but that may just be my perception of it. As after all, I am trained in the musical arts myself. There is there's talk there is apparently a archive here with written songs, and I'm looking around to see if I can find it. Would you mind helping me look? I apologize if this turns into a waste of our time, by the way.
Oh, I'm happy to help. What exactly do you need me to do?
Just, I don't know, keep an eye out for anything that looks like it might hold written music, or, um,
Sorry, what was that, Emma?
keep an eye out for anything that, I don't know, looks like it might hold written music. Oh, or better yet, another person. After all, even though the walls can hum, I somehow doubt they can speak.
We'll begin looking for another person.
Sorry, just a moment. So yeah, Finn, you begin looking for a person, and Emma, what you're looking for?
Uh, the essentially the archives, like the storage room for
Yeah.
the written music.
So, Finn, give me a perception check, please.
No problem.
That's not too good, Finn.
I got distracted by my shoelace.
Shoelaces haven't
The
been
humming turned you
invented yet.
around.
You get distracted by the idea of coming up with a shoelace. So, Finn, you find no one is around, and after a while, you're just wandering this large hall, not even sure where to begin. But you do spot an open door with light coming through. On the other hand, Emma,
Mhm.
you are searching for signs that would point you to the archives, but either there's not much signage here, or they are not placed in the right way so you know where to go. But
Ah.
as you're walking around, suddenly you hear something.
Huh? What do I hear?
But you don't hear it coming from anywhere around. You hear it in your head.
Mora?
It is a sort of soft spoken male voice. Message from Lady Montague. Hi Emma, thank you for the message. We moved back to the city. The clerics took it back for us. I'm good.
Emma, is everything okay?
Emma just happy sob. Happy sobbing. Almost. Basically.
I take off my cloak and give it to Emma as a
I'm
hand
fine.
gesture.
I'm fine. She's okay. Apparently.
I just imagine Finn takes off his cloak, he hands it over. It's just an extra size of the handkerchief. You know, like that perspective thing where he unbuckles it, he holds it up with two hands, and Emma takes it over. It's just a tiny thing that he can blow her nose in. Oh, that's image killed me.
Nah, prestidigitation is to dry tears.
Oh, oh, I don't know, Gunny, if that's it was intentional. I fucking love that. Oh,
I'm here all week.
you get an inspiration for that. Because
Oh, really?
I fucking love them. Just that image that you conjured in my mind going to delight me for hours to come.
Oh, nice.
Sweet.
No,
Oh.
it just reminded me of a Tom sketch where he plays a kid, and they build like a perspective trick where he, you know, is handing out these big red cups, and it's like full size in his hand. When he hands it over to the customers, it's like a tiny cup. I just imagine the same, like he like Finn holding the cape with two hands, handing it over, and just Emma holds it with like two fingers, like a fucking napkin.
It's
Oh.
a halfling, not a
Sorry,
gnome.
I'll get my shit together, but I just love that idea.
It's fine.
So, Emma, as you begin to sob uncontrollably, and
Just
that
happy sobs.
Finn rushes up to you, suddenly out of the open door, a man walks out
I mean,
carrying
they're
this
rhythmic
large.
sobs too, though, because background music. You know, gotta stay in rhythm.
A man walks out with carrying a large metal musical instrument.
How
Oh,
large, and do I know what type of instrument it is?
It's You and your difficult questions.
Is it a trombone? Is it? Is it hurdy-gurdy?
No. Uh, you know what? It is called a dulcimer.
Okay.
I have no idea what that is, but that's what the guy's carrying now. Oh, that's not a brass instrument, but that's what he's carrying now.
Okay.
It's like a weird, long seed, almost seed-shaped stringed instrument.
Oh, okay.
That's what he has. I think it's
Okay.
coming out. It's coming from apparently from the Appalachian Mountains. From the family of liars. Good to know. Whatever. Ah,
Yeah.
hello there.
Hi. Sorry. Good news was just received,
Ah,
and I sort of just
good thing.
instantly dry tears and stuff.
Ah, it's good to have you here. You're Lady Koryak, right? It's a
Please
pleasure to
just
have
call
you
me
among
Emma.
us. Uh, uh, I'm not certain I'm supposed to, Lady Koryak.
Do as you wish, then.
And you must be Master Flowwind. Was that
Yes, he is. I hand Finn back his cape, cloak, whatever he said it was.
Is it like soaked?
yeah, it's dripping on your back.
Can I go outside and wring it out before coming back inside?
We need to stop this fucking joke because I'm fucking going to die. Oh, I'm so sad.
I
Artie
want someone
missed
to have
this
an
joke.
animated sequence of this.
No, I bet Artie would have loved this fucking
Oh,
joke.
he
as
would.
well. It's such a shame he left for a bit. But
Don't worry, I'll tell it when he comes back.
no, it was so situational. Oh, sorry. And what brings you to the conservatory? Wait, I'm very glad you're here. Actually, there were discussions about a ballad written about yesterday's battle.
Oh, there were.
We would love to have a first-person experience described that would bring such inspiration. Come, we're just finishing a meeting.
Oh, of course. I'm sorry for wandering around. I was interested in looking at music. I'm sorry, I must sound so much like every other person who even steps foot in here. I follow if he's leading.
He is a youngish human man in his early 30s. He has this sort of boyish look to his face and bright blonde hair, cut short. And he's wearing surprisingly simple clothing for a bard. But he walks with the grace of a bard, and the way he holds the instrument in his hand, it is obvious that he is quite skilled with it. As you walk into the room, you find that even though it was quite silent, as you step in, there's quite a lot of conversation going on still. There are
Ooh.
maybe 12, 13 people in there, all of them having some sort of instrument in their lap or by their side. As you step in, the man who greeted you walks up and speaks to those. Well, gentlemen, we are in a company of the heroes who saved Silvery Moon. If we are nice enough, they might even give us a first-hand description of the battle. The people, sort of clap a bit as you enter, and you hear a couple, hear ye, hear ye.
I curtsy. You know,
I
just
bow, but
owning
like
it.
my
basically.
cloak is still weighing me down.
Yeah, but
Do I have to
not
put my
with
hand
actual.
on his head and tilt him back up to help him straighten?
It's not actual water. That's weighting you down. It's the knowledge of Emma's tears.
God.
Okay. So yeah. What do you say, Emma?
It's an honor to be here. I was walking around. I apologize. There was no one in the front.
Well, cannot blame them. Mask is coming up, and all of them are practicing. It's one of the most important day of the year for a bard.
Please tell me I know what that is.
Mask is one of the day of the midsummer, so the summertide festivals. You're not quite certain what it entails because you've never took part of it, but apparently it has something to do with bards.
Okay. Huh. Okay.
Yeah,
And
important things
practice
coming
makes
up. Everyone's
perfect.
fucking gone. Are you with us?
Yeah, I'm here.
Have you heard the amazing interaction with Finn and Emma?
No, I got here as she started talking to the human.
Ah,
Oh.
I fucking loved it. It was so good.
Ah.
I'm sure you'll catch me up.
I gave Finn an inspiration for it. It was that good.
It was great.
So,
Kind of sad.
yeah. So please, Lady Koryak, give us an idea. What was it like on the battlefield? Facing down deadly demons, devils, maddened cultists in the blaze of fire as the light of the towering colossus illuminated the forest around you.
I look at Finn and I'm just like, he will be better able to explain it than I am. I practice primarily healing. I am not much for actually fighting. Sad to say.
Yeah, but that's not what they asked for.
I know. But I wasn't there for the fight.
Yeah, she doesn't know what happened.
That's why you can say whatever. They'll believe you.
I know! But Emma values the truth!
Is she?
Emma as a character knows. Girl as a player doesn't.
Yeah! I just sort of nudge Finn.
Finn's not here. Finn's
Oh,
is all
God.
bashful and shy, and cannot tell stuff about himself.
Well, it was horrible. And
The best of times and the worst of times.
I'm not saying that. I honestly don't know how, but I came out of the battle unscathed. My friends, however, most were not as lucky.
as you begin describing, you sort of they don't talk over you, but you hear them sort of throwing lines at each other, like the heroes stand and battered and bleeding, but the foes fall and turned into mush. It's like others like, oh, that's horrible.
Emma's
You know,
just trying to bite her tongue and not, fuck things up in front of pretty much, I'm basically sure, her, like, childhood heroes.
Then another one throws in a line about the Lady Korek, like a beautiful flower blooming in the battlefield, untouched by the filth of the fallen. It's like, that's a bit gross. I'm not good at poetry, I guess, but these guys are.
You're good at everything else.
Eh,
So Finn, yeah, these
I have
collection of
passed
people
the
are
torch
asking
to
to
you.
describe your experiments in the on the battlefield against the devils and demons and monsters and cultists, so they may write about it and sing songs.
You want to hear my perspective on it?
Yes, you're one of the ones who was actually fighting. I just helped keep people alive.
What are you talking about? That's like the most valuable thing any of us could do. I can't do that. Um,
Yes, but helping keep people alive does not precede stabbing something in a battle,
Eh,
especially a fight to the death.
eh.
I mean, I, I, I think especially in a fight to the death, you need to be kept alive.
Well, as do I. That's why I was focused on doing that.
What exactly would you guys like to hear about specifically? Do you want me to regale the bravery of Miss Koryak?
Emma just blushes a little.
Yeah. Some people nod, others call in, like, they want to hear about the monsters. A woman in the back says, to tell about the foes that you defeated. And the man that came in with you says, well, maybe just a description of the battle, how you experience. Maybe just give us something to work with, something that you would like to hear about later.
Uh,
At this phase, we might be able to take requests.
uh wait, really? Can you
Well,
guys
it's
make me tall? I mean, that's
Finn?
that's I'm sorry, I got excited.
Little
Well,
That's not what
little
it
giant, by the
means.
way.
I mean, I guess from my perspective, there was a lot that we were dealing with. After um, I guess meeting up with the Silver Soldiers and Commander Hornblade, if I recall. Um,
he's
we
not a
were given a
commander, though.
pardon.
He's not a commander in any perspective.
Damn it! You know how I'm talking about. Oh wait,
But,
what was his position? So I can get it right.
well, he used to be, the captain of the spell guards, but now he's the high mage of the ladies' college.
Oh, Hornblade was that one.
That's what I told you in the recap.
Oh damn. Okay. 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 That's good to know. Yeah. So after meeting the former captain of the Spell Guard, and the armed forces, we were sort of given a position in the center when we rode towards the forest, and it was actually quite terrifying. Um, We heard
Finn.
cry.
Give me a performance check, please.
Okay.
Not,
Can
not,
I
not going
help?
to. I'm not going to. Yes, I'm going to allow you to help. You're
Okay.
proficient, right?
Yes. I have expertise. If I wasn't
So,
proficient, at least, something would be the problem.
so wait, was that? That was advantage, right? Oh, that was
Uh,
disadvantage.
this
Anyway,
was this.
yeah, 10.
Yeah. Finn, your storytelling is a bit a bit stuttery. Uh, sometimes you spend a lot of time describing a small detail and then you know remember something that you completely forgot. But the people, they seem to be quickly scribbling down things on parchments and nodding along. Someone picks up one of their instruments and begin sort of playing a little tune that seemed to have came to her mind during your description. And it takes you quite a while to get through that short battle. You realize a lot has happened, all the death and destruction, but also the heroics and bravery of the soldiers around you, the incredible power, magic the that Thorin showed you, and also your friends, how amazing they were, how they defeated the cultists one by one, and how the dastardly Lord again
Darius.
Darius Bloodmane revealed himself.
Darius. Big D.
And then ran away, tail between his legs.
8 between his
Like
legs.
a bitch.
Just like my actual brother would do.
I mean, Finn wouldn't describe him as a bitch per se, but he would insinuate that.
Like a pussy.
uh, nah, that
But
doesn't
but
get the aggressiveness.
but the thing is, like, you use the word, the halfling word for it, so they don't understand it. Except for one guy,
Then I oh yeah, go.
like two guys in the back who snicker at it.
I kind of blushed when I realized I got too into it. Sorry, I got a little bit sidetracked. I kind of took up a lot of your time. I didn't mean to. Storytelling's not necessarily my forte. That's more Emma's field of expertise. I hope that was okay.
Did fine, Finn. And I sort of
Yes,
just
yes.
pat him on the shoulder.
Excellent story. I'm certain we can make something of it. Well, if not a ballad, maybe an epic, or a play. Yes, I can see it already. A giant looming figure engulfs the stage in orange light as the heroes fight the cultists in flaming circles. Out of the shadows steps their adversary, plated in all black, his face hidden, and reveals himself. Ah, yes, that could work.
That sounds amazing.
It does.
How long would it take for a play like that to be shown?
Well, be quite a workload to just do it, but if we can show it off during Midsummer Fest, we could make quite a sum on it.
And
People sort of nod along.
it would
Well, if you
also
guys
help
need a
raise
hand,
morale. After all, the battle did cost many lives.
Get Emma into the play.
I was about to say, if you guys need a hand, we're happy to help, and Emma's excellent in anything performance related. So
Have
maybe you
I?
could have, maybe you
Finn,
could
you're
have Emma.
flattering me.
Oh no, but it's true, Emma. Like, I don't think there's anything you can't do on a stage. Emma might actually be perfect
Yes,
for the
there
role of.
is.
Emma.
No, I was going to play Wave.
You could also play Vape
Dance.
if so needed.
Emma plays all of you. Just
Oh God.
Oh, why don't you guys create a one man one woman show with Emma?
Finn. Finn.
Sorry, I got carried away again.
Finn.
actually, that would be grand. But Lady Koryak, if you wish to perform during Mask with us, it would be it would be an honor.
It would be my honor.
It'd be amazing to see.
Not entirely sure what it entails, as I've
See,
never been.
our masters of the hall are invited to perform near the High Palace every year, as all bards like to perform throughout the city during the festival.
It's been quite some time since I've seriously performed. Not since I
there
met Finn,
is
I think.
perhaps a piece that you're familiar with? Something that you know well?
There is.
I'm certain that
um,
you know very well the classics that, well, you know the crowd pleasers.
Of course. At least from Waterdeep. And that's actually the reason why I'm here. There's a song that I was curious if there was any knowledge on. I've heard it in my head on occasion since I was young. It's the entire reason I got into music, in actuality.
Oh, so it's an original piece that you made?
It's. I don't think it's.
Let's
mine.
hear it. Let's hear it.
Okay, I guess I will hum it.
Come on, Emma, you can do better than that.
Well, I'm not Metallica, okay?
I'm just saying there are a lot of instruments around, and you can
true.
also sing if you want.
I mean, yeah.
I'm not going to ask you as a person to sing. I'm
Thank
just saying
you,
that you could
because
do
I have a
better
shit
than humming.
voice. I have that ring. I have the ocarina. I'm gonna go Link mode on this.
So yeah, you as you stand in this sort of half circle of musicians, you bring your hand to your mouth and begin playing on this very small ring on your finger. It has a sort of sharp sound, almost like a whistle, but because of its many holes, it's completely playable. And you quickly go through this song, and it's odd. In this magically attuned room, the sound reverberates and fills up the chamber.
So,
And
you could say the
as
chamber is alive with the sound of music.
yeah, and as you well, good thing we're not in the hills. And as you play, the, the musicians and singers and these bards all quiet down for a bit, even though they were in discussions about songs that they could write about your stories or poems or such. They all quiet down for quite a bit, and all look at you as you play this song. This song is difficult to describe. It's somber, it's calm, it has a lullaby uh, sort of feel to it, but there's much more behind it. And as you finish, the room sits silent. Um, Lady Koryak, that's a wonderful piece. Uh, It's magnificent. It does, but Is it just an instrumental piece?
That's one of the things I was hoping to find out. There's I remember hearing it, and none of my family knows where it comes from. But I know I'm not the one who wrote it initially. So I came here in hopes to possibly see if you all could help me figure out if there was more to it. I do
They sort of
have a.
nod. Um, Lady Emma, if you don't mind, let us hear it again. And you see a couple of them sort of pull their chairs closer with small tables, with
All right,
sheets
I
of
will.
paper to
I will let them hear it again.
give me a performance check, please.
All right. Can I divine guidance?
Yeah, give me that divine guidance roll.
17.
Oh, fuck.
Still a pass.
Okay.
Divine guidance is is always 10 or over.
I mean, it's better than a 17. So, it's 19.
So yeah, once again, Emma, you pick up your ocarina and begin playing. And as you play, some of the musicians sort of join in for sort of accompaniment. They sort of play with you, and meanwhile, two of them seems to quickly jot down the music. It fits on maybe 3 sheets as they write. Not a long song, but you've never seen it written down. So it's quite odd to see how these people put down basically this memory in your mind into writing. As you finish playing, they immediately began sort of cleaning up their writing, properly putting it on paper the music that you've played. Yes, it's quite an odd play. It's almost missing something. Don't you? Wouldn't you think, Lady Koryak?
Entirely. I'm sure there were lyrics with it when I originally heard it, and it does. I've always called it a lullaby because that's what I remember it as. I believe.
And
At
you
least.
certain you don't remember anything else about it.
Oh, well, I have.
Perhaps perhaps just a couple of words would help us greatly to look through the archives.
Perhaps would a place of origin or a possible place of origin help?
Well, certainly.
Um, I have a theory that it may originate from the Feywild.
Hmm, that's a quite odd thing. Not many songs we've learned from the Fey creatures. Well, a lot of them actually prefer the music from the material plane, apparently. Well, they're quite creative for themselves, of course, and especially the satyrs are very musically attuned, but they don't really put down their music. They more of a performance artist, as you would say.
I can only imagine.
Hmm. But perhaps if you hear the song perform, maybe it jots some memories.
Perhaps. I also
Yeah.
have no idea what type of instrument it may have been performed on, which makes it all the harder.
So yeah, Emma, as you talk about this quickly, the sheets of music are distributed, and the people as they quickly reach through, surround you in a semicircle, and give you a chair to sit on, and they
Alright.
play your lullaby. And I actually have the
Oh.
music to play.
Oh! Shit, yo, let me actually hear this. Hold up, I need to go to my sound settings and change it so that I can hear it in my headset.
I recommend all of you to hear it.
You're not playing any other music right now, right?
No, not right now.
Okay.
And the sound is on.
Yeah,
All right.
let it rip.
In theory, this'll work. Alright, my sound's good.
Can you guys hear it?
Oh. Uh-huh.
No.
I can.
Ready? I'm playing with the volume, trying to get it to go. That usually works, but that's not working.
What are you talking about? Your PC volume or global, like the volume controls and?
The volume controls in the thing. Is it working for you?
Yeah, I can
Mhm.
hear it. That sounds good, man.
As you sit and stand there, this music plays around you. These expert bards play their stringed instruments, and this harmony of music wash over you, Emma. This is the first time you hear this music outside your head, really. You played it before, but that's different. You sort of just try
Winged
to
it.
replicate a memory. But this is like reliving a memory itself. The music is sadness itself. You don't know why, but it's not a tragedy, but a loss, a long time loss that you not even sure if you had ever had. But as the music plays around you, this loss also brings familiarity of a time that you do not remember, of people that you've never met, of an embrace that you always long for. That was Emma's lullaby.
Damn, we're gonna get that like whenever Emma has cool theme music during a battle.
Damn.
But that was cold.
The musicians stand and sit, sort of astounded. Even though you played the music before, it was very different by so many instruments.
String instruments too, not wind.
Carried so much passion, so much feeling, so much sadness. Ah, I'm sorry, Lady Koryak. I don't think this song is the best choice
Or do I?
for these sort of festivities,
I've
but
never heard it. Actually. That was very interesting. Thank you all.
I know
And
this
very
isn't
beautiful.
my place to speak, but could it be perhaps incorporated in the play?
Well, as Lady Korea requested, first we'll have to see our archives. If this song is somehow recorded before, maybe lyrics exist for it. Perhaps, perhaps it could be performed during the festivities, but it would be needed to be performed in its full capacity,
It
even though it's
definitely would.
what an odd piece.
My parents also know not where I've heard it, or at least not that they have said. None of my family does.
Well, thank you for visiting us, Lady Korea. I'm certain that you're quite busy. Um, I'll send some messengers if you find any information regarding this piece. And of course, if the play will be completed, we will be honored if you would attend
Of
as
course, I would
as
attend.
first in the audience.
Of course,
And please consider our offer about performing with us on Mask.
I
It
will.
would be an immense honor for the entire conservatory.
I smile and nod my head. Of course, I'll consider it. And the honor is all mine. Leave me.
So yeah, the musicians disband. They leave you behind, and I guess you leave as well.
Yeah,
With little to left of the day, you spend the rest walking around Silvery Moon, looking for a possible blacksmith for Finn. But
Yep.
the city is large, and you get lost in the wonders of Silvery Moon. The beautiful buildings, the intricate plant life growing inside the city. It is not overgrown, but not sculpted gardens. It seems that nature itself finds this place soothing. After a while, you return back to the house, and you find an astounding feast prepared by the servants and wave.
On the way back, could I have spoken to Emma?
Of course.
huh?
I just wanted to say, so Emma, how do you feel? That was you've never really had the song
That's,
played back to you before. Did it ring any bells?
there's people that I know yet don't. Things that I feel like I'm meant to understand that I don't even know exist. Those are the, that is the essence of what I got from them playing it. I apologize. I'm emotional.
You don't need to apologize, Emma. It's a start. You
I'm gonna hug Finn. Just straight up hug him.
oh, I just hug her back,
Sorry,
and
I just.
I take off the cloak and I give it to Emma again.
The
Thank you.
emotional.
That's how you ruin emotional moments, Finn.
The emotional release is of just today in general. Adelaide. All of it. All of it. Just the song. I am sorry we could not find you a blacksmith, though. Perhaps tomorrow will yield more results.
I understand, Emma, and I just hug her back.
I continue walking after like a minute.
So yeah, arm in arm, Finn sort of hugging you. I guess like
The Christian side hug.
no, the thing is, like, I'm just thinking in height difference because you're quite tall. So like
Oh,
Finn
yeah.
can sort of hug you by the waist, sort of, and you sort of
You know,
have to.
I can just hold him. His hand is fine.
You sort of need to reach down to sort of grab his shoulder.
I am so grateful there's an emotional support Finn.
Finn's going to need some stilts or a couple more levels. Isn't that the thing, Finn? Couple more levels and Finn's going to grow big.
Mm.
The giants give you growth hormones.
Do you want me to go giant?
No, I'm just saying that one
You're
of your
fine,
giant feature
Finn.
actually gives you additional height.
You're fine.
Yeah, it does. We'll
Uh,
get there. We'll get there. Don't worry. Don't worry. Don't worry.
So after
Why do you think
maybe
I picked Rune Knight?
height
half-
complexes for the win.
after a, let's say, productive day, you return back to the house and engorge yourself on a wonderful feast, exchanging stories about your experience in Silvery Moon. And as you put yourself away for a long night rest, a much needed rest to be honest, even though you already rested today, the experience that you had, this fight, this victory, celebration, and the things that you've learned were exhausting. And now you're glad you can sleep in a soft, pillowy bed and look forward, as tomorrow you still have many days to figure out what to do next. What will be the next step in your journey? And this is where we're going to end today's session.
Wait, the next step is to figure out how a library works.